Correct. Good to go. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 75 of the KBMOD podcast. This is a privilege. I don't think I've actually gotten to introduce the episode in the last 3 weeks, out of my own fault, granted. But it's good
nice
to
show up on time.
yeah, it's good to be back and on time. Thanks to Brandon's very timely text message in league telling me that we were about to start. So I got out of there and we forfeited the game, and that's how that went. But how's everyone doing this week? We've got the normal crew: Nick, John, Brandon, and Dan. What's going on, guys? What's happening?
I'm swell. I'm waiting on this delicious Italian delivery food to get here.
Yeah, what
Costs more than it costs to go to a restaurant. That's fine. I don't even remember what I got. Some kind of like blue cheese, Parmesan ravioli, and a Caesar salad. So.
All I know is hockey is back. That's all I know right now.
I love sports hockey. So
yeah, sports
hockey's the only sport that I give a shit about. So I was like a little kid on Christmas when I found out there's going to be hockey, and I can't wait to spend $250 on NHL center ice. It's going to be great.
Yes.
What have we been? I mean, is that it? Are we done? Can we go home now? That was kind of a little long
Brandon and Nick did nothing of consequence this week.
Yeah,
so.
you guys literally. Yeah, Brandon, what did you get up to this week, Brandon? Brandon, you know what I want from you, Brandon? I would love. Now, don't take this a creepy way, but if I had a video camera that I could bring to your house that shot like sweet HD, would you let me film the moment you wake up in the morning till the moment you go to bed? Because I feel like it would be super interesting. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I'm talking shower shit the whole night.
You talking about during the weekend or during the week?
No, during
the
a work week.
The only thing specific that you listed was him showering. Like, you could list anything
No,
else.
I said shit as well. I said shit.
That's not specific, though. Like, you went out of your way to talk about
He
it.
meant
That's what I'm
defecating, though.
Yeah.
He was referring to defecating.
The few activities you've mentioned that you'd like to see.
Okay, I didn't say
I'm
I'd
not
like
sure how
to.
I feel about that.
But this is what I was saying, because you are such an enigma to me. I want to know like how Brandon operates at a work day. Like, are you super aggro? Like, do you take control of situations, Brandon? I want to know about you. And
You want to know what
aggro
Brandon
crag.
does? I'll tell you what Brandon does. Okay. Here's what he does. He does a lot of work, right? And he does like really important work. And then he manages to he like desperately tries. Most of his day is spent trying to find time when he can work on a KBMOD article.
Right, do something else.
Yeah, when he could do anything else other than what he's working on. Most of his day is spent trying to outfox everyone in his office to be able to do that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not nearly as glamorous as it sounds.
I don't know, Brandon. A little bit of film, a little bit of music, maybe a nice color filter on the footage in Vegas. I think it could be a hit. I think we can make it.
I mean, we can do that. I can just webcam with you from work.
That could
That's
work.
true.
That could work. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Soon I will have a webcam at work as well.
Really?
Go.
Yeah.
What for? Just to
I don't
chat.
know. Make weird masturbatory footage.
At work.
Make everyone else in the office uncomfortable by showing them this footage.
Do you have a wall?
What
on
are
your
you
cube?
doing? That's right next to my cube. What are you
The
doing?
word masturbatory is really good.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
solid
really
word.
good word.
I used the word untoward in a tweet the other day or in chat, and people were all impressed as well.
Dee,
Sell
get
out.
out of my masturbatory. What about that?
The sellout owl asked if you're going to use chatterbait, which I think that's a fair question.
Well, yeah, I mean,
The best thing that happened to me this week is I was reading a Reddit thread, and somebody spelled the word segue correctly. Like, this is a segue into this.
Not like a segue, like
somebody fucking spelled it correctly in Reddit, and I was just
like
yes.
a segu. A segu?
Yes, a segu.
yes, a segue.
That gives me moderate hope about Reddit, but
No,
not
no, no.
No,
Just
no.
then go on to Reddit right now and immediately lose
I
all
know,
that
lose
hope
all
that you
hope.
just
Just
gained.
go to
Your
Girls
man.
in Yoga Pants. You don't need to go to Reddit.
Sieg Genesis. Siegu Genesis.
My goodness. But all right. Well, what have you been up to, Nicholas, in Minnesota? Has it been snowy out there? Has it been cold?
No, it's actually been like somewhat warm for winter. It's been more like spring here the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
no.
How's Goldberg
How would you know?
goals against
You don't
average
go
this
outside.
season?
I have no idea what was just said.
Goldberg, his goals against average this season. How is it?
Good.
That was a Mighty Ducks reference, Nick.
Mighty Ducks, Goldberg, goalie.
It's
No,
okay.
nothing.
It's okay.
I've seen the Mighty Ducks. I just don't know how to respond to that. It's just not a.
Fantastic.
Better than Nicholas Backstrom's goals against will be in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, shut
That's
up.
about what it'll be.
Backstrom's a great guy, and he tries
He
really
does
hard.
try. He tries extremely
He
hard.
tries really hard, and he doesn't succeed. So
Nick did buy his plane tickets though to come out at the end of the month, so that's exciting. You could have shared
Yeah.
that, but no, that just slipped your brain. You want, when I want to talk about the fucking weather, Nick. That's great. How
you're the
about
one that said something about the weather. Don't get on this.
I love how I can sound like a manipulative girlfriend. Like, oh God, you bring that up? Oh man.
Yeah, we were all thinking that, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's been about
Nick-
70 here.
It's been, I think it's been like in the
What?
40s.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It
All
is
our-
in Pittsburgh right
yeah,
now.
all our
It's warm
snow
as hell.
melted. Yeah.
It rained here this week, and it sucked because like it's not warm enough for it to just rain because the next day it's just icy all over, and it sucks.
Yeah, that is the worst.
Yeah,
what you just
I was
described.
like the day it rained, I was just like, this is awful. It's better than snow right now, but tomorrow I'm gonna hate my life. It's just ice.
That's different than normal though, the hating life thing, or
I was gonna
Oh
say,
no,
you're gonna hate it
I
more than
usually
you hate it today.
yeah.
I mean, it differs. It's usually like, well, never amount to anything. There's ice. That-
Oh shit,
Sure.
that's super depressing.
So,
Anyway, Dan, what have you been up to?
not much, man. Just
No.
went to Penguins practice, so in the pre-show today, which was awesome. See some hockey back, but
Chatterbaiting. Chatterbaiting.
yeah, planning on planning my chatterbait strategy.
I think the
There's
word
a strategy.
the word chatterbait.
I'm chatterbaiting at work. That's gotta be more. That's gotta be like more points. That's gotta or whatever it is on
Need more
chatterbait.
tokens.
Yeah.
Can I do your bus video though for that? Can I expose you? Can it be on my channel?
Oh
When
yeah,
I
dude.
fuck you?
Yeah, you'd be like, that is definitely the same domo in the
I thought you
background of
said
that guy
bus
masturbating.
video, like you're gonna film him jerking off on a bus. I was very confused.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
bus
well, that would be cool
video.
too.
Or well, a bus video could be something else too.
Is that not what that service is already built around?
What, a bus?
People
Remember
masturbating on
masturbating?
buses, or
Yeah.
Brandon, I don't know what they do in Texas, but that's not normal.
Bus
not-
bait.
APLFisher uploaded video. Dan
What if you go on a bus
exposed.
and everyone's masturbating, and they're like, "Yeah, this is the bus where everyone masturbates. We don't go anywhere. We just drive around in circles."
We just the bus stops when we're done.
Masturbating.
Everybody on this bus has to finish.
Oh, there was
Every single one
it was Beersmas yesterday as well,
until the floors are sticky.
and we had a huge conversation about Dutch ruddering during
Oh,
Beersmas.
really?
I feel like I know what that is, and it's
So, if you don't know what a Dutch rudder is, I'll just explain it right now.
Right.
It's supposed to be a thing where it's not gay to do, but it's totally gay. But it basically you put your hand on your dick, and then some other guy moves your wrist and jerks you off.
What?
And you don't look at each other. You can't make eye contact. That's a
Well, there
rule
are
as
two
well.
forms.
Why
There are
would-
two forms of this. You could do it. You could face each other, or you could do it back to back, and then you reach behind and you grab their elbow and you do it.
Yeah,
There's different.
yeah. Because there's
Nick,
nothing gay
Nick,
about
how
grabbing
do
a
you know
wrist.
this? What
That was-
research have you done into this? That's detailed.
And we also learned about things like the Albanian steering wheel and the Norwegian regatta, which just involves more dudes Dutch ruddering. But
Someone in chat just said Speed 4. Everybody finish the new Speed movie. Yeah, Reeves is back.
this bus can't go under 60 miles an hour until we all come.
This bus doesn't run on gas; it runs on semen.
No.
How did we get here? What is happening? All right. I
Shout outs to
apologize.
Andy Irish in the chat real quick for
Yeah,
loving that joke.
definitely.
My
Missed that.
cousins and I do this all the time.
So what have we been playing this
Yeah, I
week?
know.
Let's get into what we've been playing. And I also didn't. Well, John, I didn't ask John what he's been up to. We got to find out. Besides ordering Italian food.
You're
I
muted.
think John muted himself.
I
Oh,
did
okay.
because I was eating my delicious sunflower seeds. I don't want to crunch them in your ear. But Ada's working all weekend, so I just got to play games.
Oh,
good.
nice.
About 16 hours a day.
What have you been playing?
Yeah, we'll start with you then.
TF2.
What?
Okay, move on.
Yep.
No, John and I did play some Medal of Honor the other night.
Yeah,
We played
like-
some
Damn.
Sniper V2.
And we played NS2 one night too,
Oh yeah.
but mostly TF2. It's a good game. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Well,
I'm
you're
also
playing
fucking
competitively.
phenomenal at it. It's so fucking good. I need to buy a 120 hertz laptop so I can play TF2.
You can't play it anywhere else now,
No,
can
dude.
you?
No, I can't play on 60 hertz. It's the worst. It's
What
not
about
doable.
what about you, Brandon? What have you been playing besides Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, and Chatterbait?
Well, in,
That's
yeah,
not
in
a
between-
game.
between those
It's a
sessions.
lifestyle.
That ain't a game.
You think this shit's a game? Chatterbait.
Go
So
ahead.
I finished Mark of the Ninja, which is awesome. I
How
definitely
long
recommend
is it?
It
I'm
it
assuming
it
you just
depends on
played
how-
through. You didn't try to like do anything crazy.
Yeah, I just played it through. I don't know. I mean, I probably have like 6 hours or something.
You're better
But you
than
can-
me.
I mean, I was pretty cautious though. I think you could probably run through that game a lot quicker, but I was like exploring each level and stuff, which you didn't necessarily have to do. But I love the art style in that game. Then I played some XCOM this weekend. I was getting back into that, and I think I'm getting pretty far. I don't know exactly where I'm at, but like I think I'm hitting the highest level aliens and stuff. So I think I'm gonna try and finish that up like maybe next weekend, and then just playing some League, playing and watching the qualifiers this weekend. That's about it.
Sounds fun. No League of Legends, huh? In there?
I just what?
Dear
I'm
God.
sorry, I wasn't listening to
What?
what you're saying. I
Thank
was
you,
on,
Grandma. Turn up your hearing aid.
I was on a Reddit gone wild. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
I really wish I was lying.
You don't even put it up being like, I was on Ask Jeeves. Like, I was on Gone Wild, man.
The
Obviously.
problem.
We're on a podcast, and the last thing I say was I said I have been playing and watching some League this
I'm
week.
so sorry. I zoned out right at the end. Zoned out right at the end.
You zoned out because it was an MF picture, and you
Oh
were
my
like, "Oh
God.
man, that's a dick," and you got distracted.
All right. Yeah. Well,
See
So I
you
take
on
it
our
you've been
atheism,
playing-
yeah.
I know you've been playing some League because
I
you
have. That's
you're in
that's
this podcast because of it.
yeah. No, I've been playing some League. I've been playing. I played some PlanetSide this week, which I still stand by my original thoughts on it. I think it's a pretty. I mean, it's a well-made game. It just I don't know. We'll have to see if the populations increase and there's more stuff to do. What else have I been playing? I tried that Minecraft shooter game, the
Ace of Spades?
Yeah. My main question with that is why.
I think that's everybody's question.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like the shooting mechanics are cool, but it's like, why would I play this over anything else? And there's really no answer.
Yeah.
What else did I play? Played a little bit of Halo 4 at work. My Xbox died though. I was trying to watch Netflix last night, and that read right.
Tragedy.
I had an original Xbox from like release year, and it finally bit the dust.
Wow,
so.
you got one made by somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Were you watching a Shirley Temple movie?
No, not this time. I was trying to finish this Sherlock. Episode.
Oh,
Man, that show is the best.
Best
I
show.
Can't.
best
It's
show.
so good. It's so. I think you've talked about it before, right? I think
Yeah,
you-
what are you on? What episode are you on?
I just finished episode 1 of season 2, which
Okay.
is
All right.
fucking just blew my mind.
Just no,
Damn.
just wait till
wait.
the end. That's
Fuck, that show's so
and then
good.
you gotta wait till like I think late this year or even next year for season 3.
I heard they're shooting season 3 still or something.
Yeah,
I
well,
think.
Cumberbatch and whoever plays Watson,
Martin
Yeah.
Freeman.
yes,
AKA
Bilbo
fucking
Baggins. Yeah, they were doing Lord of the Rings, so everything got pushed back.
Did you hear
Oh,
how
that's so
about when
sad.
they were shooting season 2 of Sherlock? Peter Jackson went to Bilbo and said that we will wait 6 months until you're done shooting Sherlock because that's how bad we want you for the role. It's pretty dope.
That's because he's the goddamn perfect Bilbo
Yeah,
Baggins.
He
no one
is.
else in
There-
history can ever play Bilbo
I-
Baggins again.
Yeah.
Like, after seeing him play Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit, there's literally no one else on Earth that I could ever imagine being Bilbo Baggins. Ever.
True. I'm with you on that.
Can you just say Bilbo Baggins a few more times?
Bilbo fucking Swaggins.
Bilbo Swaggins.
Swaggins.
J.R.R. Token.
That's a good one right there.
How has that never been said? That had to have been
I
said.
totally stole that, so I
Okay,
didn't make
that's
that
fine.
up.
That makes
I would love to take credit for that, but
Man, I'm just everything's tickling me tonight.
I will toke
who
the
we
ring some
not-
order.
who we
What
not
have you been
covered?
playing?
Dota 2.
Dota 2. I finished Spec Ops: The Line.
Don't tell me anything about that. I'm gonna play it on stream. Was the story good?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Like, for a shooter, I guess, but really not.
Okay,
Nick Fenton has this thing where he can never be excited about anything.
that's true. I'm
just-
with you on that.
But it's
He's like the ultimate hipster when it comes to anything. He's like, "Oh, Halo 4. I don't know how I feel about it." I watched that commentary. That whole commentary was you sidestepping the fact that you think it's fucking good. Jesus Christ.
Look at
Let
him.
me just-
Look at him. He's so.
No!
yes,
No.
yes, he was. Don't lie to me. You liked Halo
No.
4. Come
I
on.
don't. I don't play that game.
Okay, all right.
I'm not even SR50. Like, if I liked that game, I would be SR50, but I'm not, so...
In general, though, you
The
have to.
fuck
you-
is SR50?
Yeah,
It's the rank.
smart rank. Yeah. But yeah, you do love Mirror's Edge. But even then, I just think
Yeah,
you're like my
Mirror's
brother.
Edge.
You annoy me like my brother does. Like my brother could win $50 million and he'd be like,
It was
"Sweet,
okay.
that was cool. That was cool." I'd be like, well, "Could you fucking get excited about something for once?"
No, it's like... I
It's a
think,
defense mechanism. You know why? You
No.
want me to get real shrinky on you right here? Right here? You want me to get real shrinky on you right here? It's a defense mechanism from letting other people know that you care deeply about something, and then when they strike you in the hardcore by saying, "Oh, that's stupid," you have a defense mechanism because you're like, "Well, I didn't think it was that cool," but really. You
well, maybe I should... I've decided that I'm going to stop reading and taking what people say about video games seriously, because, like,
It's
people are
true.
like, "Oh my god, Spec Ops: The Line, greatest story ever!" And it's not. It's not that great. If you look at it compared to other games, the story is not good. The characters were not fleshed out at all. I had no
It
attachment
doesn't-
to any of them.
Basically, what you're saying is you're upset that Soap McTavish wasn't in the game.
Those characters could have been Soap McTavish. It wouldn't have mattered. They're not exciting characters. so
How deep is your emotional attachment to Soap?
it's through the roof. Through the roof.
Me too.
No, I don't
John
understand
coming
negative
down the
about
heart
that,
of
'cause
it.
I get too excited about stuff, but you're like on the other end of the spectrum, so it's
Well,
somewhere.
like that's the problem is I get excited about stuff and then I play it and it's not as good as it is at all. Like whatsoever. Like I'm playing Spec Ops: The Line. and
That's
it's
been
so
your whole.
It's so painfully generic to play. There's nothing redeeming about the gameplay of that
Your
game
whole
whatsoever.
2012 was subverted expectations, though, Nick. You're like Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 2, and then you were like, eh.
Pretty much my entire year of
Yeah.
2012. It was like hype. I guess it's all right. That's pretty much 2012 in a nutshell.
Well, you're also an entitled little prat, so. That kinda
Whoa!
Little brat.
I just wanted to say that. And you're not.
I mean, yeah, I've been playing Mirror's Edge, and I bought the DLC finally because I'm like late on that, the time trial DLC, and that's fun. So that's my.
Alright.
There you go.
That's all you plan. What about
Nick's in pain.
Daniel?
Isaac.
I saw you playing Isaac at like weird times of day, all the time.
Ooh, calling him out. Maybe
Um,
work in a little.
No, like at night. I'd just be like, oh, I didn't know Dan was
Well,
on.
what'll happen is like I'll be watching a stream or something, and I'll just like, oh, I'll throw on some Isaac because it's like it requires nothing to run because it's just a flash game. So I'll just throw it on if I'm doing other stuff or like watching stuff. If anyone is friends with me on Steam, probably thinks I'm really into Civ 5, but
You
that's
just left it
not
running.
that's not me playing. My brother-in-law's been playing it on my computer. He's played like 30 hours this week of Civ 5.
I've heard it's
But-
fucking epic. So a lot of people have been telling me.
I
need
want to play it. I just haven't found a good time to get like into it. If that makes any sense. So yeah, I've been playing lots of Isaac. I did get a mom kill right before the podcast. So that was my third mom kill. What else did I play? Botanicula I played on stream this morning. That game has some epic music and sound, and it's just beautiful to look at. It's a puzzle game, for those who don't know. It's really weird when you start out, like really weird. But it's very fun, and the sound and everything of it is totally worth doing. I don't think it's very long either. We cleared chapter 1 today in like 50 minutes or something. So yeah, I played that. I played COD 4 this week. Played some COD 4. Hop back on there for the viewer night. Had some fun.
How goes the boobies and beer COD servers?
Doesn't
Still
exist. Doesn't exist.
No,
unfortunately.
Damn.
What happened was, like, near the end of the servers, which were the best servers.
Yeah, totally.
The lag got like horrible, and then they like turned them off for a little bit, and then they turned them back on, and then the lag was still terrible, and then they just disappeared. So I don't know what clan or whatever ran that, but
probably
clearly
government thing, government conspiracy.
Clearly they stopped paying for it.
Probably tax evasion. Let's be honest.
But we ended up getting enough people for like 20 on 20 in a server, so it was insane as always. Chris Puckett did shit on us.
Chris Puckett.
Some dude had their name is Respected had his name is Chris Puckett.
Yeah, he
in
was
the
doing
game.
some Astro listen-ins.
Yeah, tons of
Boy
Astro
Quiz.
listen-ins are happening.
I personally, from the one map that I played that I came in when the team was getting destroyed and I went 17-0, I remember Chris Puckett being shitty.
Chris Puckett was
Just
going
saying.
ham like every
That's
night.
because he was basically bringing you the top 10 from MLG Dallas.
I am an excellent marksman, and you're just
That's
average.
true. That's true. But I think that's. I'm looking at my list here to see what else I might have played. Oh, also I just wanted to talk about this without like ruining it for everyone. Played Walking Dead episode 2 on the Monday stream. Mind blown again. Just you guys do need to play it. It's legit. I know John's been playing it, but it's legit.
Playing what?
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm playing it on the iPad on the way to work.
It's fucking legit.
I actually downloaded that on my iPad today because the first episode's free, and it seems like the type of game that would be well suited for that.
First episode is like a little slow, but there's some crazy moments. But episode 2 is just like, what the fuck? Like you're in a state of shock for most of it. So I played that. I also
It's
played
the first time you've ever been able to get the same experience across multiple platforms.
Yeah,
Like in
pretty
any
much.
game ever.
The
Game
controls
on iPad is the exact same
I'll tell you
thing
what,
as
the controls will suck as bad on iPad as they do on PC. So there you go. Played a lot of Sleeping Dogs. Started playing it. I'm terrible at the combat.
I've been playing
in
some
Sleeping
of
Dogs.
that too, actually.
What a game! It beats the
those
shit out of my
those
computer.
super textures, man.
Yeah,
Even
Yeah.
I drop to like 30, 40 FPS sometimes.
yeah. If you get a lot of stuff on screen, it goes really bad. But it's a great game, despite how bad I am at the at the combat. But that's been about it this week. I've been watching a lot of streams this week because I was watching the Awesome Games Done Quick marathon, which was
That was really cool.
mind blowing. Yeah, the Braid. I watched the Braid play speed run. If anyone's played Braid, the words Braid and speed run don't even go together. And this guy beat Braid in 37 minutes the whole game.
Wow.
So
I was watching it, and then they started playing Sonic 06, and then I turned it off, and I was like, nope.
Well, they had a whole section, like a 12-hour section of awful games done quick.
Yeah, that's
And,
what it was.
I
It's
watched-
like I wanted to watch it, and it was too bad. I couldn't.
I watched Metal Morph and Crash Test Dummies. The Crash Test Dummies game.
I want to
They're
see a
amazing.
speed run of Ghosts and Ghouls or whatever it's called on NES.
I think they did one. I'm not sure, though.
It's the hardest game ever.
They did like 60 games, so
Yeah, that
if not more.
the Doom 2 speedrun I think was my favorite.
yeah, it was unbelievable.
I'm just amazed that there are people that speedrun like everything. I was
Yeah.
watching they did GoldenEye, and it's like
Yeah.
they have special techniques, and you have to look at the ground because you lag a little bit and you go slower when you're not. It's just like, really? GoldenEye? I just can't even imagine that. Just that game is so old that people speedrun literally every game.
Dude, like I
seems
said,
like.
they did a speedrun of fucking Chex Quest, dude. The game
was
that
awesome.
came in Chex, which was just a skin Doom 2. But
Yeah,
The
that was
Portal 2
amazing.
one was good too.
I didn't see
really
the
like
Portal
that
2 one, and
It
I
was pretty
heard that's
good.
the best
I like
one.
watching like Portal 2 like run through us on like test maps, like where you just like time trial kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, they
like,
do some
crazy.
crazy stuff in Portal. Yeah, I didn't see Portal 2, and I'm sad that I missed it. Yeah, someone beat Ocarina of Time in 25 minutes with a glitch. There was a
That's
glitch,
incredible.
obviously, but yeah. Yeah, our Portal 2 playthrough was awesome. On no sleep at
I
all.
don't know that that would qualify as a speed run of any sort.
It took us as long to beat the last level as it did for that guy to beat the whole game. So, all right, guys, we're going to move on to the news in just a second. We're going to take a quick 60-second break, and then we will be right back.
And if you're a subscriber, you're still here. So hello, and thank you for subscribing.
Scott, I'm gonna take a picture and send it to you right now.
No, do not. And I honestly will tell you this: I will call Sprint and have your number blocked.
But thanks to codes on every Slim
picture
Jim,
spam is out of control.
There
God,
you go. Right on
see this
stream.
shit.
What kind of face do you want?
I don't want any face. I'm good. I have
All right,
enough
stream.
pictures in
Stream.
here.
What kind of face should I send?
Oh my god.
Brandon, I kind of knew this one would go long just because of the nature of CES, so
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just letting you know, dude. Letting you
Yeah.
know.
Dick face. I don't know what dick face is, but I'm gonna go with this. There we go.
Drinking a Cadillac Mountain Stout. It's delicious.
Got a second?
Yeah,
Sounds like a sex
that
move.
was the case that I received, so I have like 9 of them.
You ever been Cadillac Mountain Stouted, bitch?
I got these Green Flash Palette Wreckers, these IPAs. I kind of want to try them, but
That sounds horrifying.
it's a lot of hops. I'm guessing. Just a shitload of hops.
Are we back?
Yeah, you can still hear the ads because I didn't have Chrome muted for a second, but
Wow, Nick. Wow. That's great.
yeah, the Mama ads are terrifying, and I've seen a million of them.
Oh,
I've
dude.
been, I've been
Mama's gonna
watching
be
so much
good.
Twitch. I've watched
I'm actually
so much
excited for that
Twitch.
movie. I'm not a real big like horror movie, but it doesn't really seem like a horror movie. Like a
Guillermo del
creepy.
Toro, dude. It's gonna be good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I love
he's a
Del
beast.
Toro. Del Toro's awesome.
He rarely does anything that's
So
subpar. So
the news, which actually we've been kind of moving into a format with less news, but this week it was unavoidable to have a lot of news because CES
is
was
kind
this
of a big
week.
deal.
We got all our coverage from Fwiz. Anyway, CES 2013 was this week, and normally there wouldn't, like last year, there wasn't a ton of PC gaming related stuff that came out of CES 2013. Like there's always cases and like new monitors and that kind of thing there, but there's not usually huge impactful things for PC gaming at CES because it's consumer electronics. It's more TVs, mobile devices, that kind of thing. But this year, I mean, there was some
Yeah.
really, really big news. So we're going to start off with the big dog, and that would be Valve and the Steam Box. For those of you who didn't see, Valve had a little private booth set up for, not for the public, but for like hardware partners and things like that to come by. And they had in there, they had some examples of the Steam Box, which, you know, we've been talking about for months. They had 3 or 4 different ones set up. One was the piston case that a lot of people saw. One was actually in an Alienware X51. And The Verge snagged an interview with Gabe Newell, and there was some really surprising stuff in there as far as what they want to do. Because before this, pretty much all of us have said and thought, and all the media had thought, well, it's a Steam Box, right? So it's like a little, you know, almost a home theater PC that you hook up. It's just going to be a Valve console. And you'll have the Steam library, and you'll play your games on it. But the most interesting thing to me about this was that Valve wants to be able to have the Steam Box power like 8 displays, kind of,
Yeah.
and serve as like a thing where you could play multiple games on multiple monitors throughout the home. So, I mean, that's
It's super
crazy.
cool.
Like,
It's super cool.
And it's
That whole
upgradable.
article-
Mind you, the hardware is upgradable as well. You just slide the board out, you buy a new board from them, and you slide it in, and it has better specs.
yeah,
It's-
and you'll be able to. Sorry, Scott. And you'll be able to put Windows on if you want. It's going to come with Linux, which we all kind of knew / thought before this. But you'll be able to install Windows on it if you want. So go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, that article is a must-read if you at all care about what Valve's doing in the future. Like, he doesn't. I mean, that's like the most in-depth interview he's given in
A while.
like a year, probably, right?
Dude,
Maybe
it
even
legit
less.
seems to me that you could just walk up to Gabe and like on the streets, and he'll just give you an interview. He just like likes to talk to people.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's why. Like, why aren't there more? I guess maybe he's not out and about that much for people.
No,
I
he's
don't know.
he's rolling around in pools of money.
Yeah, in his office.
He's just hanging out. He's messing with his knives in his office.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's super cool. I mean, and well, we can talk a little bit. I mean, just in general though, what do you guys think about? Like, that's the biggest curveball for you, Dan? Was the 8-monitor thing? This whole thing to me was kind of not shocking.
That
but...
was the biggest one to me because that isn't tech that exists as far as I know, especially being
I think
powered.
it's there's like proof of concept type stuff. I think there are technologies out there that do it. It's just that it's not really implemented in any form right now. And I know we're going to talk about this in a second, but that seemed to be kind of a talking point with the Nvidia Shield and to some extent also Razer's thing. That's kind of where some of that stuff is going, is that they want to be able to, do wireless display connection and things like that.
And the other cool thing is, like, well, there's tons of cool shit with this that they want to do. Basically, Valve will not be the sole provider of a Steam box, is what it sounds like to me. So you won't have to like buy it from Valve. Like, maybe that Piston company puts it together and you can buy a different version with slightly different specs running on the same OS or something like that. That will be a Steam box. Like, they're not calling it a Steam box, I don't think, as far as the actual name of the thing, but I think it's like Project Bigfoot or something. Could be wrong on that. But anyway, so you'll be able to buy it from other providers. So maybe, Alienware may have a thing that they call a Steam box, which will be low cost is the thing that they want to stress, and it won't be locked at all. And the other thing that they're doing along with this, which came out, was Valve has filed a bunch of patents to make a new controller because they're not satisfied with the way any controller works right now.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that part of the interview, is when they were The Verge was asking him about kind of creative inputs and things like that, and he basically said, we tried messing around with motion control and things like that, and we just couldn't, we didn't see it being better.
Well, I love what they said. We didn't see a use for it that was better.
Right. And it's just like
nobody else does either, Gabe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's just saying what everyone else is thinking, and you just get this sense that the people at Valve are very common sense kind of people. It's like if you're trying something out and you don't really see a use for it, or you don't really enjoy it, then that's not the answer. And so it sounds like instead they're going to focus on biometric data, and I mean that could mean a lot of different things. I'm very interested to see where they go with it and kind of how that adds to the experience.
Yeah, and Scott, you mentioned the biometrics thing. That is what they're really looking at. Biometrics is more like they're really looking into gaze tracking, like eye tracking, as far as a way to control it. Which actually there is proof of concept stuff for that. That isn't
not
fairy
tracking
tale.
gaze, my friend. Tracking gaze, GAZE.
Your eye. Gaze, like when you're looking at things. That.
I knew that was.
Valve
Government's already
was
tracking
inventing
gaze.
gaydar.
We don't need that. But I love the way he says this. Your fingers are actually your highest bandwidth, as far as he means, like, as far as feedback. So trying to talk to a game with your arms is essentially saying, oh, we're going to stop using Ethernet and go back to 300 baud dial-up. Like, so basically just shits on the Kinect and the Wii and the PS Move and pretty much everything right there. But they want to use the Gaze software, which there have been some videos out there of people controlling FPS games with just eye movements. You can find them on YouTube, but so that's not a fairy tale, that's an actual thing. And it just sounds like there was no price info leaked or anything like that, I don't think, or any.
No, I didn't see anything yet.
But another
I don't think they have any idea what it's going to cost yet.
I don't think so. So
That's the most
go ahead,
important
Nick.
part for me, the pricing and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of a deal breaker. I'm not going to spend $500 or more.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend $500 on one, for sure. I'm with you on that.
I wouldn't spend over that.
The other cool thing about this is that you'll be able to do everything you can do on a PC. It's not just going to be like you load into Steam and then you're locked in there. You can fire up any web browser on it and like watch Netflix on it or Hulu or all that kind of stuff. So to me, if it's 300 even, I will highly consider buying one of these.
I think
As long as they keep the upgrades relatively affordable, like if it's like $100 every couple of years to upgrade it, I'd probably pay $500 for it. I would prefer not to, but if they maintain like a reasonable price point for the upgrades, I would consider $500 for it.
If they go an upgrade route, that's like really important, I would think.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing that sets it apart from like an Xbox or a PS3 is like an Xbox comes out and it's like what you get with that Xbox is static for its entire lifetime. But like if you can change out the parts, you can swap out your stuff and you get a new experience every year or two, depending on how much you want to spend.
If you look at it, I mean, realistically, it's a PC that you never have to replace. I mean, a PC that I buy now, I might not have to replace the PC for 5 years, but eventually I have to replace everything in it. With the Steam box, if I can spend $100 and upgrade it every 2 years, but I never actually have to buy an entirely new box, like that's good enough for me. I mean, I'm still going to play games on my PC, but I mean, I'm one of those people who just likes to have a lot of things because I don't like money, and whatever it costs, I'll probably buy it anyway.
I think
my favorite part.
Like, sorry, it sounds like at least the way that it kind of came off to me when Gabe was talking about it was that the Steam box is really like a refinement of the home theater PC that can play games, that can do the general purpose things that people want to be able to do from a lot of these consumer electronics devices that they can't do for whatever reason because content locks it out, or like just it's a PC because you can do a lot of things with it, but I think they're looking to kind of commoditize the market of whatever the Steam box ends up being. It'll be like a subsection of what the PC is now, but you know that if something's a Steam box, that it's got all the stuff built in. It's a full home
entertainment product. It has everything that you need for home entertainment.
Yeah, and they said they're definitely going to try to push the envelope as far as how much CPU and GPU you can fit in this tiny space. It's going to be, as much as they can possibly get in there. Like, as much as they can engineer into there, it will be in there. There's not going to be any corners cut.
Which makes me think that the price point will be a little bit higher than a standard console.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's also a product. It's a product looking to the future too, because right now, when Gabe is saying things like the Steam box will act as a server, and theoretically it could serve up 8 televisions, like that's not a realistic thing to say today, because it's not possible in a box with that kind of form factor. But in the next few years, that certainly could become possible. So
that's an upgrade on a chip.
Right. If they put the research and development into it now, they position themselves pretty well for when the hardware catches up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I'll just say real quick,
Go
my
ahead.
favorite part of the whole article is at the end, because it just shows the mentality of, obviously, Gabe and Valve. It's like, because they say, do you think this can really disrupt the home entertainment space, blah, 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 compete with Sony, Microsoft? And he's like, the internet is super smart. If you do something that is cool, that's actually worth people's time, then they'll adopt it. If you do something that's not cool and sucks, you can spend as many marketing dollars as you want. They won't, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell. He's trying to like Gabe isn't in the market of being like, well, we gotta sell something that, you know, okay, it could be cool, but at the end of the day, we need to worry about the bottom line and get a product that is going to make our board happy. That's the freedom that obviously he has, and it's like they're not going to make something they don't think is going to improve the user experience at all. Like, so that's why, I mean, I know we give Valve a lot of passes and stuff where we're like, oh, we just have blind faith. But it's the same thing with this. It's like everything he's saying makes sense. They're going to make something that's going to change once again the fundamental entertainment space in the home. And I think this is just another. This is like Steam for the home entertainment center. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What Steam did for digital distribution of games and is the norm now. This will be the same thing. Yeah. In the home, I think.
I mean, that's a good point. If you look at, you know, what they've created right now, if they can create something even remotely close to Steam's caliber in the home entertainment space, like you're in for a fucking awesome time. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, you mentioned the bottom line, which Valve, you know, unlike other companies, doesn't have to really care about, but they will make money hand over fist as soon as you got Steam. Totally. Think of how many more households you get Steam into with a product like this.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, that.
And then you're getting you're maybe getting the casual side too. That might not be as, you know, even though there are casual people that use Steam, but you're getting a lot of that market.
So, but onto something that actually is related to Valve still. The Steam box is very exciting, and they have a project called Littlefoot, which is part of the project Bigfoot, which is the Steam box, but it involves trying to get that platform onto mobile devices eventually. This is like way down the line. But
can I just say that Littlefoot was the worst character and Petrie was far superior?
Petrie was the shit, and I will give you that.
Just saying.
I will give you that in Land Before Time.
I'm all about that Spike life. You know, he might be a little retarded. He might be slow.
Reborns never play with long necks.
That's called segregation. It taught me that it was bad at a young age. So, Land Before Time.
Sarah's a bitch, whatever her name was.
Yeah, she's a racist.
Sarah is not. No, she's not. She's just very, very proud, and she's not going to play with no long necks. Okay, back on topic.
After that dinosaur ethnic cleansing discussion we just had with Sarah the Triceratops. So Valve is also working with Nvidia on trying to use the 650 at least cards to stream this media. As we mentioned, they want to eventually have this sort of streaming capability to multiple screens with the Steam box. But Nvidia announced, along with Tegra 4, for those of you that care about mobile devices, which looks pretty fucking beast, they announced the Nvidia Shield, which is basically looks like an old Xbox controller with a screen strapped to it. That was like the best way I could describe it.
Pretty much.
But this wouldn't matter to us at all if it was just an Android gaming thing. But it's a lot more than that. I watched the keynote live, which was full of excruciating, awkward moments throughout.
Where the TV didn't work, and
the TV didn't work. The Steam connectivity that I'm going to talk about didn't work. The one where they were talking about their HDR capabilities in the beginning, and they tried to take the picture of the one model, was the most horrible experience. Like, oh my god, it's terrible.
Pretty rough.
And they still didn't have the worst keynote of CES.
Yeah, they did. Qualcomm's was really terrible.
At least the CEO was a buff Asian dude who was pretty to look at.
Yeah,
or whoever was
nice nips. He had solid nips.
Really nice nips.
He was like, I've been working out for the past 6 months. You're all gonna see my pecs. So.
Exactly. I'll deal with it.
So, the Shield is basically a mobile gaming device, just like a Vita or something else. It's got a flip-up screen. It's like, I believe, full 1080p, but it's only like 4 inches or something. It's pretty damn small.
I think it's 720p.
Is it?
Or 1366
It's quite small though, like, which is like too small in my opinion. But the cool thing I did, and I wasn't even truly like paying attention fully until they brought up what it can do with Steam. And you can actually stream your games that are basically running on your PC. You can stream them to the device and play them on the Shield. Now this only works over Wi-Fi. It isn't going to work like, you can't be at work on 4G LTE or something and streaming.
That was my question about
I'm
that.
sure it's going to require a pretty healthy internet connection.
Yeah,
like you're gonna need your high-end broadband. You're not going to be able to get by on DSL or anything.
And
No,
you
it's
must
streaming within the house. Like it's streaming just over your Wi-Fi network. So like they showed Hawken, which I guess that's different because that's
It's
the
Hawken
Android
mobile.
part of it.
It's actually Hawken Android or something. It's a
But
totally
they showed
different version.
what was the game they showed? Some racing game
Need for
on
Speed.
Steam.
Need for
They
Speed.
showed Need for Speed, and
And
they
it looks
showed
really
it
good.
running on the PC, and then it was streaming wirelessly to the Shield handheld.
And you were playing it on that.
Wait, was Mike Pollock in this keynote?
No, unfortunately.
It probably would have helped the keynote, believe it or not. It's a few rare time to me for me to say Mike Pollack would have helped the situation. It could have improved it.
It looks like they're trying to do so many things with this device that I feel like it's kind of at least in my opinion, it's a solution in search of a problem, because
I agree with
because
you there.
if people want to play games, like let's say I wanted to play a racing game on a big TV, I can already do that, and the Steam box would be kind of the answer to that, like people having make that experience easier. But for this, it's like why would I want to be on a handheld
In my home.
home when I could be on a bigger screen, and I could already be hooked up to that bigger screen. And then like the Android piece of it, it's like, okay, but I also, if I have an Android phone, I could play Android games on my phone. Why do I need another device? I feel like it's trying to do so many different things, but I don't really see what the use case for it is.
The weird part is too is that it runs on stock Android, so like you can run just stock Android on it, but like it's not a phone, so you can't. I mean, obviously you could get apps on it, but like you can't make calls or get texts but you could use Twitter, I guess, and like.
Dude, I want to tweet from my handheld. I mean, why not? My little handheld.
I know why not, but it's just
like a weird sidestep from the OnLive service that just like got shot down.
Well,
like I just don't. I don't want to use that.
Also,
OnLive.
That's why it's a
sidestep.
sidestep.
They launched too early.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they launched right now, and they, if they launched with full 1080p streaming capabilities, people would have eaten that shit alive. But nobody was going to be willing to play games in like 480 or 720p. They just weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
So did the Steam box just completely cock block the Shield? Because like,
well,
I would totally prefer the Steam
sort
box
of.
to the Shield.
Yeah, but they're working together on the Steam box. So apparently Nvidia's not too upset about it.
Yeah, it's Steam. Like the PC streaming is Steam only. Like you can't like just go like if you have a game like I'm trying to think. Well, like the copy of Assassin's Creed 3 that I have isn't on Steam. Like I couldn't play that. But if it was on Steam, I could. So it only works with Steam. But you have to have. Here's the other thing about this streaming thing, is if you're thinking you're gonna be able to do this on a lower end gaming PC, you're not.
Yeah, good
you
luck.
have to have a 650 plus Nvidia card and a 650 plus. So you can't have like a 610 or something just god awful. It won't work with Nvidia Grid, which is like the tech, I guess, behind that.
That's why I feel like this just seems like a cool tech demo to me, but I don't see how this becomes a viable product, because one of the coolest features of it requires someone to have what will already be a beefy gaming PC. And that's such a small piece of the overall consumer electronics, and I make money on that. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to this that I'm missing, but this seems like a ton of R&D dollars that could be better spent elsewhere.
This to
They
me
have
is a
lots
perfect.
of dollars to spend, though.
Yeah. They have the money. This is a perfect example to me, though, of what I was saying before about Valve. Like, this is the difference of a company that's obviously out for profitability, like all companies are. But when they bring something to the marketplace, like, look at all this fucking cool stuff that this thing will be able to do. And then the consumer looks at it and goes, like you're saying, Brandon, what is the actual – I don't understand what the practical use of this thing is. Okay, that's
you're
cool.
asking
That's
you're
a
asking
cool
someone
tech
with
demo.
an awesome PC to give up their desktop and like
Right.
all that stuff to go play on like a little tiny screen.
Well, the
But not
only
even
These
that.
these people confuse cool
But-
features
yeah, but
with
you can
innovation.
you
And
can
it's
hook.
like, it's not the same thing.
Well, no, you're right, but you can also the the only case I can see myself using this in, and this is like so. You see, this is the problem. This is what Brandon's saying. Like, why there's no use to this. This is how I can see myself using the Shield. Okay, I am watching my kids. My basement is basically a death trap right now, and I would not let my kids play in it. So maybe I want to play a PC game and also be upstairs, and I could hook my Shield up to my TV and play the game on the TV.
How about you be a
Shield.
good parent and actually teach your kids?
No, but like this is like no. Listen to what I'm saying, and then think about what the Shield is doing for me, and it's like, well, that's ludicrous. Like,
so
why?
That's like best case scenario. But
Yeah,
it's gonna
that's
be
like
running on a. It's going to be running on a Tegra 4, and so trying to output it on a 1080p TV is going to look awful.
Well, it works apparently.
It works, but it's going to look awful. I mean,
It looked pretty good in the keynote.
Yeah, it's not going to look good. It's going to output maybe 720p at like 30 FPS, if that.
I mean,
but
yeah.
I think
I can only see it.
I'll echo what Scott said though, because I felt that way during the keynote. Is like, okay, this is cool. You have this guy from Nvidia and Kang Lee sitting on a couch playing Hawken on their Shield, but why would I ever do that? Why would I ever sit around on my couch playing Hawken on this tiny little screen with a controller in my hand?
I love sitting right here and playing video games when I could be sitting here.
Totally.
Dude, it saves you like 5 feet, dude.
That's not even. That's like 3 feet.
But yeah, I think it's a cool device, and I think it's cool tech. But
cool is not.
But cool is not useful.
Yeah.
Cool is for people that hate money.
I also think it's going to be expensive as fuck. But
you know what else is
$50
expensive
handheld
as
device?
I'm trying to attempt a segue for once in my life.
into well now we can.
Oh yes.
Speaking of terrible, useless
Yeah.
products.
So we first saw the Project Fiona, which is now something else. The Project Fiona last year was announced, and it was this crazy looking drawing of this tablet with like
tablet with 2 dildos.
some
Razer, by the way.
What?
I was gonna say, just for people that don't know, that's from Razer.
Razer's Project Fiona last year. Yes, it is a thing with 2 dildos strapped to the side. That is an accurate description. But this year they have unveiled the Razer Edge gaming tablet thing. And I hate to like we've crapped on the Razer Blade before, so I really hate to do it again, but like for 15...
Do you really hate it though?
No, I really don't. I read the articles on this and read the details. Basically, it's just like a supercharged tablet. It's got a 640M in it and an i5 or an i7. The i5 model is $1,000. It's a 10-inch tablet. And then if you want to get, I think the controller part is like an extra $250 or something like that. and then the i7 version is $1,500, I believe. Let me open that up to make sure that I'm telling you correctly. I believe it's $1,500.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking money, dude.
I think it's $1,300, but that'll be without any accessories.
But the thing is, tablet gaming to me is a more specialized thing than like even PC gaming or even gaming on your phone. Like games that are made for tablets are made for tablets. Like I don't need the control thing on it, and to make it, by the way, the people that reviewed and used it said it was extremely heavy with the control set
what I want
on it.
It's going to have to be with that kind of hardware.
Yeah. I
Once
mean,
again, it's just fucking why with fucking in all caps for me. Just fucking, I just don't. There's no reason that this product needs to exist.
So can you remove like the tablet and take it out just as like a tablet and carry it around? Right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
only
you can
17
use it as
pounds,
a
so it's
tablet,
fine.
but it's also it's like 3 times
It's super
That's
heavy.
better than the original Project Fiona, where it was
yeah.
constantly with the
It's-
joystick things.
Yeah, but now you have to pay an extra $200 for the joysticks.
Yeah, here's the thing is, I feel like this is not a bad idea in theory. I think that the thing it's trying to do is it's it's trying to be one device for those multiple use cases. Let's say you want to actually use it as a piece as a laptop. They have the little dock with a keyboard, and you can have it be kind of like a laptop. Or they have their dock where you can hook it up to your TV, and it can now output to your TV.
Be a
or
little
you have
console
the,
kind of a
the
deal.
controllers, and now it's your little console, and that's cool. Like in theory, I can see the use case for that. But where it breaks down is that one, it's really heavy, and so it doesn't. It's not really going to compete with the other tablets in the space.
It's something like 2 or 3 times as heavy as an iPad.
Well,
to give you
People
guys
are
an
asking
idea.
if they can. Go ahead. Sorry.
Because of the price, you can already, like, let's say you want to do 2 of these 3 things. For what one of these costs with the add-ons, you're going to be able to buy 2 separate devices and do those jobs just as well. You could buy a $500 gaming PC and a $500 laptop, and and have $300 left over. I think the pricing is just ludicrous for this.
Is that anything new for a Razer product, though?
Well, no, it's not. But I just feel like it's cool to be able to do cool things, but you also have to look at the viability of it as a product. And if that's what it costs for them to turn a profit on that product, then that product probably doesn't need to exist outside their labs yet.
I have a question. This is more of a business question, and maybe some of you might know the answer. So the auto industry, right? When they do an auto show, you come out with concept cars, right? They're just proof of concept, where sometimes they don't even run. It's just like, wow, look at like what we could do, kind of things. Why are companies such as Razer and Nvidia not just making, look at this Nvidia Shield, it is a working prototype, but it's not something we're going to sell right now.
Razer made the Switchblade. That's a concept.
Yeah, but like, why not just make this gaming tablet as a thing like, hey, look what could be done. But right now it is very cost prohibitive, so there isn't much point in doing it. Like, that would be...
this is something like you said, Brandon, like, yes, cool idea, could fill a void, but the price point alone makes it really not worth it. And the fact that, like you said, you're saying, Dan, keep it in concept, or keep it in the lab and be like, when the hardware is cheaper and lighter in the next year or 2 or whatever, then we can pursue this. But you're right, like, Brandon, to turn a profit and charge that amount of price to do it, you'll have people buy it that are either, I mean, not idiots, but have a lot of money to spend, and
They're
money's
fucking
no object,
stupid.
and that's fine.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
that's
you gotta
it.
ask
But that's not enough.
Well, see, for
a
me,
product.
the Shield will even sell more than this would. Like, if you're going to put it head-to-head. Because the Shield, it's like, oh, the PS Vita, I know what that is. I know what a Game Boy 3DS is. Like, I know what that product is. This is a gaming tablet. And people who use tablets in the mainstream are casual or doing business, which is retarded, by the way, or business people, or people who just want a bigger e-reader that can also surf the web. Like, that's why people buy iPads and like Galaxy 10s and stuff. They don't buy them to truly get. No, I don't know anyone, not even people in gaming, who buy a tablet specifically to game on.
No one does.
Like, it's not a
I
thing.
think it falls back to I think it falls back to the same argument, where it's like, you look at it from a common sense perspective. I don't think that when I look at a company like Valve making a Steam box, that I think they're going to look at that and say, if we can't make a Steam box, if the Steam box that we're making is going to cost $1,000, then it's not worth making, because people can already get a PC for $1,000 and cover that need. And something like this, it's like, yeah, it's a cool idea, but then, oh, wait a minute, we cost so much money that people can get individual devices for each of the things that we're supposed to be doing, and that would be a better experience. And I think overall, like, I think the lesson here, and like the lesson of tablets in general, is if you need accessories to make your tablet worthwhile, it's probably not a good product.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So at the end of the day, you got to ask the question that John loves, and it's, do you hate money? And you either go yes
I hate
or
money,
no.
and I'm not buying that thing.
So
You have
actually,
to
there
hate
is no
money a
question to
lot.
ask. You just don't buy it.
Yeah,
That's what
the Shield and Steam box actually comes down to a matter of price, which, I mean, obviously a lot of things do.
If the Steam
But-
box came
but
out and it was like $1,300, I'd be like, no, never. So
but Project
that's-
Fiona, like the Razer thing, it's like obviously it's like I literally don't see a place for this at all in the marketplace. Like you're going into a market where Samsung and Apple rule the roost. You're not going to make any inroads at all. Whereas handheld devices that are for gaming, there's a couple, but they aren't really pervasive. So maybe you do make some inroads with the Shield, but I just can't see the Edge going anywhere.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
only
think
Razer's Edge that matters is fucking coming from Scott Hall, Chico.
Oh man, Razor Ramon,
Oh my God.
90s wrestling shoutouts.
Very nice.
All right, guys,
Shout out to NWO.
Shout out to
Alright.
NWA.
we're gonna go on to some quick news pieces, and the first one here is gonna be Cyberpunk 2077, which is a game we've been looking at for a while now. The CD Projekt Red guys are coming out with the guys who made Witcher 1 and Witcher 2, both of which are fantastic games.
And they all
all
look fantastic.
CGI.
And-
Oh my God.
This trailer, okay, Brandon and I have both said this numerous times about trailers, and that pre-rendered footage is just kind of whatever. It doesn't tell me anything about the game. I don't give a shit. This is so good that it's
I
like,
don't- I don't like this trailer because it's related to this game.
yeah,
This is just an impressive thing to watch because it is awesome.
yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
That's just
technical
art piece.
exercise of this trailer is pretty insane. Like,
And I don't know what it is, but there's something about like an attractive girl that has these weird hooks for arms.
yeah.
That
She's
is
just
so
massacring all these
intriguing.
people.
Damn, find Jesus. You messed up. You need the Lord
Yeah,
in your
Brandon,
life.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna get wow. People nervous.
But definitely, watch it
Talk
in
about-
watch it in 1080p. Watch
My
it in
feelings on that
1080p.
trailer, I don't care at all. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
you
I
might
care a
never
lot.
They're on Twitter, you
I don't care.
fucking hipster.
I don't.
Yeah,
I,
did you
I
just
play
not
video games for
appreciate-
game. I
Did
use
you
video
not
games. I
appreciate
game.
it as a standalone piece
Yeah,
of
it's-
artwork.
You don't have to appreciate it as a game trailer.
He's having trouble because of Dead Island. I understand exactly where
That's
that's coming
true.
from.
That's
Last time
true.
I
All
But a
right.
god trailer was Dead Island, and it
That's
wasn't
not
that
what
good.
Brandon's saying. That's not what
I
Brandon's.
am no
he
more
doesn't-
excited. I am no
Yeah.
more excited for Cyberpunk 2077 today than I was a week ago. The fact is that this trailer is just a cool thing to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's used to make hype, and I don't care. I didn't see anything about the game, so I don't have any
I
interest.
shamelessly admit that I am hyped up now.
I play
but-
video games to play the game. I don't play video games to watch
Now,
them.
if
Like,
you are hyped up though, you might as well just put that hype away because this game will not be out until like 2015. Like it's gonna be a while before it's out.
I do feel like because obviously they are trying to generate hype with this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably really premature to spend whatever it costs to make a trailer like that
Mhm.
when the game is not out for another year. Like they could have put this out 6 months from now.
But
The longer the hype, the better the hype.
the other cool
Yes.
things to come out of this are they sent us a couple press releases, which I wrote on. We got some details about some game mechanics that will be in, which is cool. And there also is a little teaser hidden in that trailer of February 5th. They may, now no one knows for sure what they're going to announce.
it's
but-
Witcher 3.
It's
Yeah,
it's got to be Witcher.
It's going to
3.
be Witcher 3. So February 5th, they may be announcing Witcher 3, which get excited because both those games, also if you just got a new PC, prepare to put it to the test because
Witcher 2 shits on my computer.
yeah, Witcher 2 on Ultra everything is like one of the ultimate tests for how powerful your machine is, and it also just looks amazing. So yeah,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Keep your eyes on that. Definitely go watch that. Next up, Brandon, you popped this DayZ article in here. Rocket Hall.
Well, because we were supposed to have a standalone DayZ right now,
yeah, we were
Yep.
supposed to have one.
but Rocket came out this past week. This article's from PC Gamer talking about he posted on the DayZ development blog because obviously he had said that they wanted to have a version of it out like by the end of the year, but it sounds like basically just the standard stuff. Like they're trying to make it a better release, and they're kind of refining the systems they were going to put in and spending more time on it. What was the they're adding like a scavenging system where you scavenge for items as individual parts, which I mean obviously that will change the game quite immensely. And so, but you know, obviously a lot of us here excited for DayZ. I haven't played DayZ in a couple months now, just because I've been kind of waiting for this. But it's nice to see. It's a pretty lengthy blog post. So hopefully DayZ standalone here pretty soon.
Yeah.
If you shoot a person in the head to take his night vision, you will damage the night vision. Holy realism, man.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
That's fucking cool.
I love that that's the kind of stuff they're trying to add.
It's the only game that I've ever seen or played where I would be like, that is awesome. If you did that in Call of Duty, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm out. But since it's DayZ, I'm totally down. But, yeah, up next, really quickly, if you were holding out hope for those THQ titles, like Metro Last Light, Darksiders 3 and 4, which should happen, damn it, and the other, Saints Row 4, things like that, if you wanted them in the state where you thought they were going to be really good, you may not get your wish. THQ was denied their initial sale in bankruptcy to one credit firm for like $60 million, and now they're going to be auctioning off. The creditors basically exercise their right to try to get more money out of this. So basically, THQ, you can pretty much say, is dead, and some of your favorite games and series may indeed be dead with it, at least how you know them. Some just might be fucking dead. I mean, you don't know. Like,
if I don't get a Darksiders 3, I'm gonna raise hell. Raise hell.
So, what do you want to bet EA picks up Company Heroes 2?
The only one that's safe, exclusive. The only game that's safe is the South Park MMO or RPG. That's the only game that's safe because Viacom owns it, and they already like said like no one's touching this. So that is the only. Sword of Truth is the only safe product. So
and Company of Heroes probably as well.
I'm
sure
it's already done.
Yeah.
Saints Row's got to be like a real close second.
Well, no, Saints Row 4 may go to EA, and then they may butt fuck it. You never know. It all matters where these games go. Metro Last Light, a lot of these games we heard were pretty much done, although they have later in 2013 releases. But now the future is in jeopardy for pretty much all of them. So hold out hope, though, that they don't go the way of Stalker 2 or something like that, and they get made, because we would be out of a lot of really, really good games. So, sucks, but THQ kind of did this themselves anyway. So... yeah, but keep an eye on that, especially if you're a fan of those franchises. So, but here for some good news to end out the news here. Fallout 3, one of the main voice actors in Fallout 3, has teased Fallout 4 on Twitter. So I know there's a lot of hardcore Fallout people who watch us and tweet at us and things like that. And a lot of people didn't like New Vegas because it didn't really spiritually take from Fallout 3, but Fallout 4, man, people are excited, and pretty much no one has come out and straight up confirmed Fallout 4, but it's happening. So be excited, people who love Fallout. So we'll end the news on a good note there. Poor THQ on the bad notes, but all right, guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, 60 seconds, and we'll be back with your Twitter questions.
I don't care about Fallout 4 either.
I've only played New Vegas.
Something that you do care about?
Oh, you've never played 3, Dan. What a fucking game.
Well, I've heard it just crashes on PC. That's all it does.
What?
Crash.
You haven't played Fallout 3?
No, I've
Shame
only
on
played
you.
New Vegas. Never played anything else in that series.
Shame.
Didn't like New Vegas either, so...
No, New Vegas was terrible. Fallout 3 is incredible.
Yeah, I haven't played New Vegas, but
I did. I
Fallout
put
3 is
like
a
80
classic.
hours into it. My character's stuck in the world now, and I can't get out.
Yep,
So I
yeah,
just
that's
fucking
what happened to a lot of people, I heard.
Just done.
And
Done.
But
I just ate those fucking raviolis, and they were delicious, by the way. Blue cheese fettuccine sauce? Yes, I'll have that.
that does sound really good. I'll be honest with you.
I will eat a brick of blue cheese just to eat the damn thing.
I don't think John's played NHL 13 except for that little bit.
Yeah, I played at home. Buddy Tom's.
So
Buying
good,
an
though.
Xbox for
So good.
Actually, I think Justin's gonna give me his second Xbox.
If we covered console, I might have been my game of the year. It's that good. So, back with them Twitter questions. Lordy.
Oh boy.
Last week was epic, so hopefully. All right, we got 4 or 5 here. Wow. What was the stupidest, most memorable thing you have done as a teenager in high school or college? And that's from this guy's name. I never know what the fuck it is, but there it is.
Mike's still digging.
Mike's still digging.
I participated in the beer Olympics, which was a terrible idea. It was the worst idea of all time.
How drunk did you get?
I don't know. I don't know, but it was a case race. It was teams of 2. You guys had to do a case race. It was a beer pong tournament, a flip cup tournament, and then whoever could drink the most of a bottle of Jack Daniels afterwards without quitting.
Good Lord.
Jesus.
That's not even beer.
I don't even think that's beer Olympics. That's like hardcore something
That's
else.
the alcoholism Olympics.
Liver damage.
I was gonna say it was beer Olympics until you had chugging Jack Daniels straight.
It was terrible. It was a horrible idea. I have no recollection of that at all. Other than
You
that,
had
it
me
was
till
awful.
Jack. I once helped a man shit off a roof.
Wow. Oh yeah, you've told me.
I mean, this is an old story for those who've been following us for a long time or my YouTube channel, but it was actually super dangerous because we were holding a dude off a roof like 35 feet up in the air just so he could shit off the roof. And I was leaning over the side of the roof with a flashlight on his bum so we could see.
That is literally,
It's
Dan,
good.
that's one of the stupidest things still to this day. That wins no matter what.
We were
Because
pretty
what
drunk.
if you had all fallen off and in the
Well, we were all
newspaper-
naked too.
Yeah.
That was that was the best part. And
I can't.
and my buddy Capstar, who you guys have seen in chat, it was at Capstar's house, and he lived with 7 girls, and they hated us. They hated us. So we always used to do this shit. We got really fucking drunk, right? And Capstar came out on the roof because the roof probably shouldn't have been holding 7 people either.
Oh
It was
my
probably not a good
God.
idea. So Capstar comes out on the roof, fully clothed, and he's like, guys, you gotta come inside, you gotta come inside. So what do we do in response? We do naked jumping jacks right in his face. That's what we do in response. And he could not stop laughing, so he couldn't even tell us to stop. So, best part of this story is the poop ended up on one of the girls' windowsills.
Oh my god.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that's a juicy detail. I think the best part of that story is clearly the fact that you were all naked.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I heard
Yeah.
the-
It
I
was
gonna say
awesome.
that I've heard this story before, and that was a detail I had not been.
Yeah,
told.
no, we were all naked. Yeah.
Wow. I don't
We were fucking destroyed, dude. The things we did, pretty much every story I could tell that's really dumb happened in that house, because after a while we just tried to piss these girls off that he lived with. So we like took the shower out of their basement, like literally took it out and then just put it in someone's front yard. We just like took it. So like all kinds of stuff. But yeah, that was probably the stupidest just because Barry could be dead right now if we had.
Yeah. I mean, imagine like the headline, like man and friends fall to death off roof while I don't even know how I would do it. You guys are naked. You would be found with your necks broken, shit
In a
on the
pile
ground
of
in a
feces.
pile of dudes. I just
There aren't enough words in a headline to be able to catch all the pertinent details in that situation.
And it would all be blamed on video game violence. So how
It
would
would.
By the way, if anyone says that can't get you a woman, my current wife was definitely dating me at the time, and she was totally
Like that you
laughing at the
referred to her
story.
as your current wife.
Yeah. Who knows? Could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what happens in Pittsburgh, bros. That's when you get Pittsburghed up. That's
This
what
man
happens.
has 2 children, Ches. This man has 2 children.
And
I know.
And his wife is hot.
Yeah, and the dude who pooped off the roof has a kid now too.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
boom.
That's,
Dan's
I don't
hot
even
wife
want to bring
watches
up
him
anything.
poop
I don't have
with a
anything
bunch
near
of
that
dudes.
down.
Yeah, I don't have anything that could
I mean, I've
go
done
anywhere
some
near
shit.
that realm.
Oh, I
Yeah,
also
Dan's
tried to walk home through the Hill District once drunk, which the Hill District is the equivalent of Compton in Pittsburgh.
Mm.
It was like 2 in the morning, so that was really stupid. Nothing funny about that. It was just That was really dumb.
The closest thing to a poop story that I have is I watched a kid poop in the middle of a street. That's it. That's it.
It's not really
Did you do it?
dangerous.
Did you just observe like a weird scientist? Were you taking
And
notes?
that's,
No!
and that's the most memorable thing you did as a teenager.
That's it.
in
No,
high
that-
school
no,
slash
no, no.
college.
Well,
That's
Nick
my-
Fenton's still a teenager,
That's
to be
my-
fair.
No,
so-
that's my closest poop story.
Oh.
Well, that was not the
We
question.
were walking home from a party and like we were in a ditch and this kid's like, I'm just gonna go take a shit in the middle of the road. We were like, okay. And then we just sat there in a ditch. And he
One of
pooped.
my buddies took a shit on a school's front steps at night because he just wasn't going to make it home. Then we found out the next day it was open house at the school, so that worked out well.
I think all of mine involve going fast in a car. That's about all I can really
See,
say.
I don't do that. I just watch men shit off roofs naked.
Or
Like-
Dan gets really drunk and drives the car.
Yeah, that's dumb though. That's really dumb. Don't do that, kids.
I one time when I used to drive junior senior school. I had a car, so I would drive, but I would stay up. This was during and I had my brother and my sister in the car with me, and this is when I was trying to actually be something at Counter-Strike back in the day, and I would stay up to like 5 in the morning, and then get up at 7 and go to school by 7:30. So I was like a zombie, and there was at least 4 different occasions where we had to cross tons of SEPTA trolley railroad crossings in Philly, and there was at least 2 times where I stopped on the track as a train was coming and narrowly avoided being hit. And so that's just stupid. That was irresponsible. I could have taken my siblings with me. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I don't have anything. God, you were all naked and you were I can't.
Dude, there's so many worse stories than that though, but none of them involve
I know.
me. But I know so many worse stories.
I'm trying to think. God. Wow.
Like the fucking house we used to party at all the time, they didn't fucking do their dishes, so they put all their dishes in their tub, and they would just shower with the dishes and then use them.
nasty.
I'm not
That's
kidding.
Oh, that is
disgusting.
disgusting. Oh
Yeah,
my
it was fucking terrible.
Did they pee in the shower too?
I don't want to know. I never asked that.
If you're washing your dishes in the shower, probably doesn't matter. at
Yeah,
that
they had
point.
so many dishes, they were like, well, these don't fit in the sink, so let's put them all in the shower, and we'll do them in there, and then they just didn't do them in there either. Now, this is called college, T6, which is a third world country, yes. College.
Oh shit.
Come up with solutions to problems, all right?
Yeah.
Scott doesn't do anything aside from hide in the showers.
That was my main pastime. I
That
wasn't
was.
shitting or cleaning dishes in showers. I was just hiding in them. So. Art say. All right.
I'm
I'll
sorry
do
I
next.
just killed that question.
No,
like, in the
your answer's
beginning.
so good. No one else should have even said anything. Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Dan. Just the one upper right there. That's such a good story. All right. Art say says, "What are your opinions on sub communities of games? Example: COD jumping, surfing on TF2/CS, or even people who quick scope, quote unquote."
Surfing is very beneficial to your
It's good.
actual gameplay because it helps you with your movement a ton.
Well,
and quick
But he's asking
scoping can.
about what do we think of the communities, though?
Sub communities are good.
they're fine.
It adds longevity to your game.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
People will stick around because there's other things to do in your game.
I mean, quick
it
scoping
depends.
communities are fine as long as they use the intervention and they don't use other guns. It's fine.
I think that the
Wrong.
movement related ones like that, that's just fucking cool. And like John said, if you get that good with your movement, it's only going to help you in the real game to be a better player. So I'm totally down with that.
Yeah, like
used- I
trick
used to-
jumping and stuff was
Yeah.
huge in Quake and Wolfenstein
Yeah.
and stuff.
I did Halo 3 trick jumping, which was not nearly as cool. So
Did you ever
Some of
see
the
like
shit people did was cool. It just wasn't useful at all.
the Quake like rocket jump montages and shit? which
Oh,
were,
those
like,
are some of the best like machinima ever
completely
made.
insane stuff. Trying to think of what else is good. I mean, obviously modding is a whole another deal. I
Yeah,
like
my general answer to that question would be it's great, even though some of them quick scoping I think is dumb, but I think Nick is right. It helps
Wow.
add to the longevity of a game, and so whether it's a mod or jumping or quick scoping, I mean all of it is good. People find a niche that they like about a game, and then that's where they dedicate their time.
I think I think the speedrunning community is the greatest thing on earth. After watching this marathon this week, like, holy shit, there weren't many PC games or anything like that, but that's totally fine. Like, the glitches are all in the console games anyway, so it's like, watching them run games like that should be a thing. Like, if that went away, that'd be terrible. That would suck. That's, like, entertaining as hell. Just seeing the glitches that people find and all that kind of stuff, that's just cool. And so, yeah, I think generally our opinion's good. Spins, not wins, bros. That's what we're saying. Spins, not wins. So, next, at VicNY09 asks, favorite things from CES. I don't know if anyone paid that in-depth of attention to it, but Steambox for Scott. Oculus Rift is progressing very nicely.
BenQ's awesome in-home lamps.
Yes, there were some cool random shit like that.
They're also way too much money, but they're still cool as shit looking.
Did anyone see the Velocity, I think it was called? It's this new Wi-Fi chip that does 5 gigs a second Wi-Fi. So
good, that's really useful in America.
That would be useful. That'd be fucking awesome. You could get rid of all that shit and get rid of all wiring in buildings and shit like that. That'd be amazing.
Well, the Velocity thing doesn't really work through walls, but
yet.
it is really cool though.
But yeah,
I think
that's cool.
For me, it's not useful at all. But there is this thing called the Mondo Spider. I don't know if you saw it. It's like a robotic spider vehicle thing.
I gotta look this up.
Which honestly, that's the stuff that's the reason CES is cool, because there's zany stuff like that.
Zany?
I don't really care about it.
Zany.
Zany.
I don't really care about it for its practical implications, because it's like, okay, cool, 4K TVs and tablets and things, but it's like that's the kind of thing I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see that at CES. I want to see a dude driving a mechanical spider.
Oh, you know what was cool and does have implications for everybody is the flexible OLED screens.
Yeah.
Those are cool as fuck. You can like bend them around stuff and they're like paper, but it's a screen. That's cool.
Did you see the tablet that has a tech that when you bring up to type on the keyboard, it actually pops up like bubbles above?
That's cool as shit.
Yeah,
that's so
is
fucking cool.
I would actually like that.
Shit.
Nick Fenton's like blown away.
I'm watching this spider video of the Mondo Spider. It's like a scene out of Wild Wild West. This is amazing. I want one. It literally looks like a miniature giant spider from Wild Wild West, and this guy is just driving it. This is awesome. Oh man, that's it. That's mine then. Mondo Spider.
For me, best gaming related, probably still the Oculus Rift. It seemed like people came away with positive impressions, as I've heard before, but more people are now saying
they keep upping the resolution on the headset too, which is only a good thing. As far as this TV tech, which is what like the public usually blows their load over, is like 4K TVs and Ultra HD.
Don't care,
and you shouldn't care actually at all. Most sites were really down on the Ultra HD, which is supposed to be better than 4K. 4K TVs are like $21,000. Like, no, there's no content that you can put on them that will put them to use. Like,
I think 1080p is going to be good enough for people for a long time.
But, oh yes, people keep mentioning this in the chat, but I also was going to mention this. The Ares 2 7970, the water-cooled closed-loop Asus 7970 thing is a fucking monster. But yeah, that thing was cool too, but it's also useless.
Just in time for the 8 series to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. The rebranded 8 series.
Can I just point out that real quick? 1080p is for chumps, 1440 by 900 master race.
Thank you, Scott, for proving my point.
That sentence was brought to you by 2007.
Hey, I'm viewing the podcast on that monitor right now. It's great. Looks great in 1440.
It looked better in 1080.
Not really.
So, I'm next here from It's Steffers. Do you have to run a garden hose from a faucet to your computer for liquid cooling? Yes.
I mean, that's one way you can do it for sure.
Absolutely. Why
That
not?
is a way you can do it. Yes. I don't know
I
what's
just
going to
keep
happen.
super soakers on the top of my desk, and I shoot them at my case.
Excited
Oh, my temps
water
are up.
cooling.
Probably legit.
I want a beer
My
cold.
temps are up.
Beer-cooled computer? That'd be legit, dude. You know what's fucking useless? Those mineral-cooled PCs.
Yeah, they just look cool.
They just look cool. That's literally all they do.
Can't you use mineral oil to like make your parts underwater and stuff?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You submerge the whole PC.
Yeah, that just seems like if you want to be like constantly keeping up like with cleaning and stuff in your computer, sure, go for that. But why?
So, yeah, it's I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't know. CES though, generally, as we said, I was surprised that we had when we started the news. I was surprised we had so much PC gaming news, but yes, nobody runs a garden hose. Not yet, though. Not yet. That's coming. Asus will make an attachment.
I was gonna say, well, no one has done it successfully. We'll say
Yeah.
that.
I use peanut butter as thermal paste.
It smells awesome. It's all heated up. So, last question. This is a really in-depth one, and I don't know how to answer it, but at UDP7 asks, what is your favorite file type?
GIF.
Legitimately acquired ISOs.
GIF.
John with the ISO qualifier.
Man. GIF, yeah, that's a good one. I'm partial to PDFs because I love anything that opens
Just
up.
no,
underneath
get the
Adobe.
fuck out of this
out.
call.
What are
Get
you
the fuck
talking
out of
about?
this
That is
call.
that is
PDFs.
objectively.
I
the
know you
worst
love
answer.
Adobe. That's why you keep playing League of Legends.
We talked
That's
about
right.
this. I talked about this on Twitter this week. The only way you could make iTunes worse is if iTunes was running on Adobe Air.
Adobe Air, dude. iTunes. I'm totally down.
iTunes running on
That's down.
Adobe Air, you would just never be able to use it. It would just crash on launch, and then it would always
Well, no,
be
it
running
would
in the
ask you
background.
to update before you
Yeah.
open it. Then you'd update it. Then it would crash.
Well, then it would crash, and it would also use, if you have 4 gigs of RAM in your PC or something, it would use 3.5. Like, it would use more than it can actually use, because that's what iTunes does. Just be the worst. PDF's the fucking worst, Scott. Don't ever say that again. It's the
I love
worst
PDF.
file type.
Sorry.
TIFFs are a close second. The worst file type.
Are TIFFs used?
Yeah,
anymore?
TIFFs are
usually
used by
is.
courts all the time,
Yeah.
Oh.
and it's dumb.
You know,
Use a
going with
JPEG.
The business world tiffs are all over the place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
retarded. INI files are sweet. Down with INI.
INI is
files.
good. I like a good .rar.
Yeah, a solid RAR file.
Rar.
Solid 7-zip file. It's good.
Yeah.
7-zip. Oh, fuck 7-zip. Oh,
7-zip is a great
ISO
program.
is still the best file type.
Are we eating on
You guys are all
7-zip?
full of shit.
I'm not a fan of 7.
I like a PDF/A. Those are good ones.
You know, a really good JPEG is pretty good when you're on Argon Wild or something. Pretty
Yeah.
solid.
Are we talking
Nice.
to .jpg or .jpeg?
JPG, but we could go with the JPEG.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
know.
nice.
once in a while.
Nice.
That's
I just give
crucial-
download
crucial
links to my
distinction.
Photoshop files. or Gone Wild posts.
My real favorite should be WMV. You're right, Mike. Well,
WMVs.
WMV is pretty fun.
What's a
Can we
real
just say-
shitty video file? Like a terrible video file. Oh, QuickTime. QuickTime's fucking
QuickTime.
garbage,
QuickTime
dude.
shit.
It's pretty bad. .move, MOV.
.move, yeah.
It's awful.
I used to open. Yeah,
MP1. MPEG-1 format. I don't
Can we
even
just
know.
say real quick that like the worst thing on the internet right now is let's say it's a screenshot of something like a Facebook post or something that is so heavily artifacted that it looks like someone has re-encoded it like 3 or 4 times, and it literally it's just so awful. I'm like, how do you do that?
Screenshotting is hard. It's really difficult.
It's very difficult. The best is when we get emails at work and they're 10 megs because someone just put the raw bitmap in there of their screenshot. And I'm like, you showed me both your screens. The relevant information is somewhere here and I can't find it. You dumb fuck. Help your IT out, people.
That's
Help your
that's
IT
the
out.
worst. The second
I don't
worst
owe
is
you
like
anything.
getting a like 8 meg PowerPoint presentation via email.
Yep. We get 50 meg PDFs and shit like that. It's the best. It's like 1,600 page PDFs. Yeah, MOV. More MOV shoutouts in the chat. FLAC is an amazing file type. Don't ever talk shit on FLAC. FLAC is awesome. .swags. That should be a file type. Alright, guys. Yeah, that's appears to be it for this week. But next week we do have a guest on. I have confirmed a guest for next week. Mr. Eat My Diction, Nick.
One.
Awesome.
Eat My Diction 1. I apologize.
Yeah,
I
please get it
apologize
right.
so much. Yeah. Eat My Diction 1 will be on here next week. Not Cheddar Chaz. Cheddar Chaz will not be on the podcast next week.
Okay, well then.
Just
well,
so you
at
know,
least-
AGDQ raised $422,000.
Yeah, $422,000 by those
That's
speedrunners.
insane. That's insane.
So yeah, Eat My Diction next week, same time, same place. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and thank you to all the subscribers for your support. Follow us on Twitter at KBMOD Gaming, on Facebook, facebook.com/KBMOD, and of course, here on Twitch, give us a follow if you're new. And yeah.
Vote for us
We
for a
will-
Shorty Award, podcaster.
Yes, vote for us for a Shorty Award, and I will be doing Isaac on the post stream because I feel like doing it. So, there you go. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Bye.
Goodbye, buddy.
Bear.